rock spark. Don't trade your plow for traps. Don't sell your hopes for dreams. 'Cause in this corner of the map, dreams are known to freeze. There's hard times on the mountain, rough days back in the woods. But hard times on the mountain make hard times sound pretty good. Dark skies send down thunder, the cold sends down snow. The timber wolves run on hunger and feast on a buffalo. Only way to keep on breathing is stay close to the flame and let the beasts of the land stain your skin and blade. There's hard times on the mountain, rough days back in the woods. But hard times on the mountain make hard times sound pretty good.
That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Where everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard,
Except kids falling off bikes, maybe. Fuck, I could watch kids fall off bikes all day. I don't give a shit about your kid.
And a happy Wednesday to you all. I was actually productive last night when I got home from work, so I am tired this morning. Doing stuff. Makes me sleepy. Morning, gentlemen. How are you doing? Hey. Now, I know you're all there. Zach, I could barely hear you. You're a little low. Yeah, you sound like you're...
Wow, you like you're robot now.
Okay, I'll be back. All right. We'll be here.
I'm here. We're here. Well, you're here. I'm barely here.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, so much better.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, what the hell?
I'm
sorry, I just read something that's got me really swirling now. Fuck.
That's no good.
Yeah, I'm just looking up some shit about myasthenia to see if it's part of what I'm dealing with. And sure enough.
Well, fuck.
Christ.
Yeah, that ain't no good.
I'm sorry, I didn't think that was what was going on, but sure enough. I've had like problems with fingernails. I know I mentioned it, but you know, it's not like something you just go, "Ugh." But it's to the point now where I can hardly reach into my pocket to get my phone or keys or just like last night, I was getting out of the pool. First time I've been in like 5-6 days because it just felt like shit. Getting out and I kind of brushed against the edge of the pool incorrectly and I felt it hit and I'm like, oh, please tell me it didn't shatter my nail. And sure enough, it fucked it all up. So I've got it like filed down to the quick basically and just trying to figure it out. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, do I have some kind of nail fungus? What's going on? Because I've been dealing with this for fucking months. And I thought it was partially the pool. Chlorine water does do that, you know, and I started putting coverings on them of some sort. I've got shit that's supposed to help them grow and get hard again that's got healthier stuff than most of those in it, allegedly, whatever. And so I've been putting that on there, and it really ain't doing much except, you know, keeps them a little harder, but they still flake and break and everything else. Christ. Anyway, so yeah, I went to see, you know, is that part of myasthenia gravis that he didn't ever mention, the nail brittleness? Sure enough. But the reason I'm freaking out is because it says the brittle nails with the long ridging, which is what I've got. That's the first thing was the ridges, and then it started this. It said the phenomenon is often linked to thioma, which is that whole thing I was tested for, went to the CAT scan for to see if I had thioma, because thioma causes myasthenia gravis, and if you remove your thymus gland or whatever, then it will stop everything. You'll go back to being a normal person minus your thymus gland. And yeah, anyway, sorry, I suck. Every day, something else. Sorry, I don't mean to be a whiny bitch, but I'm really sleepy. I didn't sleep for shit. And that's why Sherry and Chad there was talking about the Schumann resonance. I'm like, oh, well, that must be why I didn't sleep for crap last night. I just tossed and turned. And it kind of felt like yesterday, man. Like most of that afternoon, I felt like something was just bad. Me and Michelle were gripey, and I kept telling her, look, I don't know, it ain't you, it's me. I'm sorry, I'm being a little whiny bitch, which is what I was doing yesterday. So, oh, look, Sherry says it. It hit very hard yesterday, and the full moon tonight, it just started up again. Ah, there you go. Yeah, the cats were all acting wiggy too. She said her dog slept in the guest room closet because she hates the full moon too. And all my cats were just out of sorts, acting silly. Bender was extra boyish, chasing everybody. Like every time they would all settle into a spot to be comfortable and sleep, here he would come fucking with them. He was just on his whatever. Laura says she thinks it's what they're spraying. It's possible. A lot of this is definitely the myasthenia gravis. And I know I've talked about it to the point where y'all are sick of hearing about it, but it's kind of my focus in life now, since this is basically my focus in life right now, trying to figure out how to live with this, how to somehow get it into remission. I'm going to have to hit you up with that rife machine or something, Zack, for sure. It's getting out of control at this point. I just go from feeling okay to feeling like shit to having one good day to feeling okay to feeling like shit to having one good day, and it seems like a endless cycle. Anyway, all right, that's enough whining.
You see any
And I know
crazy stuff going on? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just to say, I know the nail, I just saw Laura say she's got the nail ridges too, and I know that can be caused by all kinds of stuff. That's why I thought it was the pool that had been doing it all this time. I'd even, like I said, taken protective measures, and Anyway, go ahead. What was going on, Zack? I'm bookmarking myasthenia, though, for later when there's more people here, because June is, weirdly enough, Myasthenia Gravis Awareness Month. There's all kind of, like, push to, raise funds to help figure out how to do something with this thing. It's they call it the snowflake. Look, I'm getting off again. We'll talk about it after, like, the first break or something.
Alrighty. Gotta get this figured out, Walter.
I know we will. I know we will. I got all you amazing wizards that I know that are going to help me. I know. I just saw, was it Villantano? Who said it? I was saying I need to shroom and tell. I have actually kind of stopped that. Actually, the microdosing was just not seeming to help my symptoms and not really put me in a great mental place yet because of what I'm dealing with. That's all I could focus on. So, Zack, Daz saying raise your frequency with action, stretch, lift heavy things, move things around, make the next now have stuff in different places, change your physical reality and your body's different. Like, the universe is telling me that in a huge way, Daz. Like, I don't look up stuff about it, but I'm guessing my phone camera is looking around my hoarding house here and sending me stories about decluttering, which has been a constant. Hey, Zack knows all about it. He helped. So that's one thing that's been like the universe screaming at me to go like, yeah, you got to get some of this crap out of here. And with the kids gone now, a lot of it's their stuff, and then there's cat that have moved in and need the extra room. And yeah, it's a thing I'm about to do. So I guess this is another call from Dad saying, clean up your shit, Walter. Anyway, all right. We'll get there. I know we will. With all y'all helping, I can't not get there, right?
That's right.
Wait, is Lucas here too?
I think that's just a callback.
Oh,
well, I just saw that in I freeze, I pause the show after it starts so I don't have double stuff, and I see that frozen on the screen from Dad. So I was all like, wow, I missed it. How did I miss him? So,
So, the U.S. Marines have been deployed on U.S. soil for only the second time.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering how this was going to work. There's very special legislation that prevents the United States military from operating on domestic soil. Says, no, you cannot do this. What was that, Zack?
The Rodney King riots were the last time it was ever done, and only time before this. Yeah, kind of. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Marines don't shoot rubber bullets.
No.
Just saying. People need to start straightening up.
I missed it. Marines don't what?
Use rubber bullets.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones you call in when, you want to stop something from happening. Not to, quell things or to, they're not going to go out there and just stand in a line and let people throw bricks at them and stuff like that. Oh, man.
Yeah, watching that shit and watching the police try and watching the riot police then try and watching the National Guard then try and think, all right, I guess we just got to bring in the Marines. And again, they say the Marines are coming in only to protect federal property. But I'm not quite sure that like, I don't know how you get around the Posse Comitatus Act. I just don't know how you do it. Like, if you're not allowed to use the U.S. military in the U.S., like, that's what we have special military for. The special military that guards the nation. A national guard, if you will. I don't know, I just keep thinking back to that TV show called The Unit. Way back when, once upon a time, in that first episode of The Unit, which is they got to take down some terrorist that's on an airplane, but the airplane's still on the tarmac, and it's all about the breach, and you come in fast and you kill the terrorist. You don't hurt anybody else, but the problem is you're the elite special forces military group, and you're not allowed to operate in the United States. So they had to find a workaround. Just not sure it's that easy. Maybe. Or maybe nobody gives a shit, so they just don't say anything. I don't know. Seems strange.
So David Banner, what's up, Blue Hawk, in chat asking what's happening in LA. I don't watch the news either, David, so I know this only because I keep seeing the stories go through my feed. I don't read them because I don't,
So the immigration enforcement, ICE, we call them, they're going around LA now collecting illegal immigrants. People who are here that, just walked across the border, didn't enter a point of entry. I'm pretty sure they're still searching for violent offenders and stuff like that, people with a criminal history. I'm not sure if it's just anybody yet. But yeah, out there in LA, they're burning Waymos, those taxi vehicles. They're burning police cars.
Now you done pissed me off. They're fucking with Samo, bro.
No, Waymo.
Yeah.
Waymo, whatever.
Whatever they are. Damn it, there better not be fucking with
Whatever
them.
they are, damn it.
Yeah, the government made them turn off their app because people were calling the Waymos and then burning them when they got there.
That's great.
Well, what's fucked up is that the fire
watching
department.
it.
Sorry, Walt. I'm just going to say real quick: the fire department can't get in there to put out the fires. Those lithium-ion batteries, once they start burning, you can't just spray water on it.
Can't just spray water on that, right? I was watching that silly John Mulaney live from LA or live from whatever. Everybody's like, I don't know what it's called now, but it's his live night show time, talk show, whatever, on Netflix. And I like him from back in the Kroll Show days. So I was watching it, and he had one of those that would come out on stage. It was kind of like the show's mascot. So that's the only reference point I have for Waymo. I believe somebody on the show actually called it Samo twice, and that's why I said it. Anyway, yeah. Yes,
Governor
crazy.
Newsom yesterday tried to get a federal court order limiting the troop deployment and whatnot, and he was shot down. But they're mostly peaceful protests, or they're mostly peaceful fires, they were saying. The way the news is covering this is insane. Well, it's a peaceful fire. What do you mean? This isn't a campground. It's the middle of the road, and they're burning a cop car. That's not peaceful. Now, I'm all for protesting and things like that, but destroying your own city to protest, that's not protesting anymore. That's vandalizing. You're breaking the law now. I get it, you're pissed, but that's not a way to handle it. And I'm sorry, but you're going to lose that fight. You're going to need a bigger group of people to take on the U.S. military.
And pulling up chunks of concrete out of the sidewalk to throw at people ain't going to cut it either.
No, exactly, yeah. It's like, the Spanish coming in and fighting the Indians, the natives, whatever you want to call them. They had guns and armor, and the Indians had, wooden sticks with rocks tied to the end of them. It wasn't fair. And the Indians lost bad. And it's crazy because, again, a lot of these people are claiming that they're being paid to do this stuff.
Well, sure they are. I have zero doubt that that's the truth.
I mean, I'd like to see the correspondence. Like, what are you paid to do? Are you paid to just go and protest, or is someone ordering you to be violent in some sort of a way? Because then you might think that the ones that are being, paying them might be held accountable as well. They opened a curfew from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. 700 Marines and I think 1,700 National Guard troops. Yeah, it's getting crazy out there, and Billingtano said it's spreading too. Chicago's starting protests now and this and that.
Mm-hmm. This weekend, it's supposed to go nationwide, all across the nation, but probably not in any conservative areas.
I love South Carolina.
Yeah. The question is, how many of these protesters are going to die? We need an over. We need an over/under, because I can't imagine that number will be 0.
I'm going to say 6.
I'd say 6 in L.A.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna
nationwide, I'm not sure. Yeah, the show is definitely heading up to a commercial break or something. It's just popping off like crazy right now.
Oh, wow. Shout out to Ravenlocks in chat. Haven't seen you in a good minute, sweet lady. Definitely good to see you back in the mix over here with us at Iron Realm.
So, check out what happened to me the other day, right? Going to the gas station, and I was just going in to grab something to drink. I walk in, this guy holding the baby's like, "Hey, can you help my wife out? We got to get out of here." I was like, "Yeah, sure. What's going on, man?" And come to find out, she's one of the ladies working behind the counter. Well, her other employee is having a seizure, laying on the ground at her feet. She's on the phone with 911. Nobody else in the store, and asked me to take over for her. So I'm back behind the counter, talking to 911, telling him what's going on, and the other employee just left. Nobody in there to run the store. People are walking in. I'm like, "Hey, it's closed, I think. I don't know what's going on." About 5-6 minutes, the EMT got there. She was okay. I really didn't see her seizing. I saw a lot of rapid eye movement, but she was breathing regularly. I just kept sitting there talking to her. But her other employee just left her there, laying on the ground, and left the store empty with nobody there. I doubt she's got a job anymore. But yeah, that was crazy.
That's nuts.
What kind of age bracket are we talking about for these people? Just wondering.
30. She looked about 30, maybe a little bit younger. And then the one who was seizing looked to be in her early 20s, maybe even a late teen. Yeah, that was crazy, though. And I'm standing there, and the EMS walks her out. I was like, what are we going to do with the store? Like, I don't work here. I'm out.
Billy Tano says, Zach's like, I'm not even supposed to be here today.
I know you can't say that without hearing it in Dante's voice.
Sure can't.
So I'm back in the manager's office, rummaging through stuff, trying to find a phone number for someone to call.
Jesus.
There's all kinds of people just walking in, like, oh, whoa, hey, don't go grab anything. I don't work here. Person's down right here on the ground. And this one young lady came in, and she knew, like, everybody that worked there, knew the manager. It was one of her friends' moms or this or that. She's like, hey, can you give me so-and-so's number? It should be written down in there somewhere. So she called her. After we all got out, she locked the door and then crawled out a side window or a side door or something. I don't even know. I didn't even walk over there. But yeah, that was a crazy one. Just left her fellow employee laying on the ground. Yeah.
Left turn. Nemo reminding us all they're doing a limited release of Dogma for the 25th anniversary, so check that out in a city near you.
I thought they were shooting Dogma 2.
They are working on that as well. I believe Smith got his movie back. He bought it back or whatever. I don't know if the rights expired. I don't know. I just saw in the thumbnail for a video, I think, that he got the movie back, Dogma. That's why he's going to be able to limitedly release it for this anniversary, and now he's going to do the movie. You know, I lie. I did read the story because in it he said he's concerned with the fact that at this point his whole belief structure and system is so different than when he made that movie. So that movie was fully him and his system, belief system or whatever, being put on screen, and all that's different now. So he's trying to work his way through that story. Can't wait to see what he does with it. I hope it's better than Clerks, 6? Where we at now?
Only 3, I think.
3. I was doubling it up. My bad.
Yeah. Daz and Mike are saying, yeah, seizures are scary in general. Yeah.
No, it's fucking,
I kind of got immune to it, though. I had a buddy who I would see him have a seizure about once or twice a month, at least, sometimes more, depending how well he took care of himself. So I got real used to, like, seeing it set in and knowing, like, oh, okay, I got to get behind him and because he's going to fall to the ground right now. And catch him and just, start rubbing on his chest. Come on, John, breathe, wake up. Come on, I'm right here. Wake up, wake up. So I kind of got used to it. Most people come out of seizures. If it's epilepsy, they can be real bad and last a long time. But for him, it was usually like, 10, 15, maybe 20 seconds. And while he would seize, he would stop breathing. He would always hold his breath.
Mm-hmm. Extra big hugs going out to Melissa and her son, because she deals with that. Her son has seizures. Yeah, I had a couple of buddies growing up over the years that had them really bad, and then I actually dated a girl in high school who I didn't know had that going on until we were literally standing in line for a movie one night, and And she just went away. And I'm like, well, what's going on? And later she told me it was the blinking lights and the marquees. It's like, wow.
Well, it's that time, gentlemen. We're going to take a break.
Oh, wow, it is. Sure is.
Wow.
All right, thank you.
I saw, Walter, you had dropped a song in there.
Yeah, but you didn't see my note.
Of course
I
not.
just redropped.
I
I
just
just
see a link.
redropped it. I know. I put it in the show prep, hoping you wouldn't play it early because I didn't want to. It's a little upbeat for the early show break. Plus, I'm hoping Liz wakes up and hears it because it has a bit of Nightwish jive to it. And Liz and Cami, if she happened to get up, though, tell her to come check out that last break too, Zack, if she's up. But yeah, it's definitely a great, like mind-blowingly great. First, like I haven't been blown away by music like this in a while. And then, like I said, it gets a little up-tempo there in the middle and the end. So, I mean, you can do it now. It's just I wanted to let people wake up a bit.
Well,
Of course, that messes your break up, doesn't it?
No. Well, just I'll find something else. I'll be all right.
All right, cool.
I mean, I don't know what, but I'll find something.
Oh, man, here I do. Well, while he looks for a song, I will, I don't know. Oh, how about a little MG check? Okay, so if you don't know what myasthenia gravis is, definitely look it up. It's a whole thing. I won't tell you about all of it, but I'll tell you a bit about it. Mine started with a drooping eyelid. That is usually a first sign, but there are others. Apparently one of them is fingernail changes. If you have fingernail changes accompanying a droopy eyelid, perhaps problems chewing, even problems swallowing, go to your doctor, ask him to test you for that first. Some people literally go a year, 2 years before they find a doctor who has enough knowledge of this stupidly rare disease to actually even test for it. Luckily, I did my own research and found out early on that's probably what I had before I even went to a doctor, and suggested it right up front. He laughed it off. Oh, there's no way you have that. It's too rare. Guess what? I'm that lucky dude.
You're the unicorn, Walter.
I am that snowflake for sure. All right. Have you got something, John?
Yeah, I got some.
Cool. Stay tuned for more MG updates.
Don't forget it is Myasthenia Gravis Awareness Month.
June it is. Wear your teal ribbons. At least we have an awesome color.
It is.
I love teal.
It's good. All right, don't go anywhere. We've got the second half of the first half coming up right after this. Little Cottonmouth Kings for you. We'll be back.
You know, sometimes it's a little confusing to me. All these people sitting on their high horses, looking down on us for smoking the plant, growing a plant. Well, I believe in nature's laws. I just want to be free.
From the mountaintops where the wind blows to the green valleys down below, when the snow melts and the rivers flow. I just want to live my life when the trees grow and the air is clean, where nature's free to do a thing. Everything is one if you know what I mean. I just want to live my life. I'd rather be a stoner. I'd rather be a stoner. I'd rather be a stoner. Yes, I am.
I started smoking weed at the age of 18. I moved down my house, started writing around beats. I moved to Hollywood, we was up on the scene. It was D-Lo, Johnny Rick, then my homeboy Steve. We was teenagers here, living a dream. Looking up to Daddy X, trying to do this rap thing. On the first couple songs, it was bum bum. We was so high, King rolled out the skunk at the 15s in the trunk down Melrose. Bitches in the club getting drunk, spin flows. Trying to get a record deal, we getting signed. I was broke with no money, but that was back in 95. I'm proud to smoke weed and I'm proud of what we done. I'm proud of the Kings and I'm proud of everyone. I'm proud my name was D-Lo, no joke, son. And I'm proud when I'm a dad, when I have a daughter or a son.
From the mountaintops where the wind blows to the green valleys down below, when the snow melts and the rivers flow. I just want to live my life when the trees grow and the air is clean, where nature's free to do a thing. Everything is one if you know what I mean. I just want to live my life.
get stoned for just days and days. It's amazing when we get to live this way. Like every day is a holiday. After harvest time and the work is done, and you celebrate by worshiping the earth and sun. We always give thanks for life and the gifts. The higher you climb is always the higher you get. When you gotta disconnect from all the pressure and stress, the traffic and smog and pain and rent. Well, if that's real living, it's not for me. I wanna be free and live in peace. Come on.
From the mountaintops where the wind blows to the green valleys down below, where the snow melts and the rivers flow. I just want to live my life when the trees grow and the air is clean, where nature's free to do a thing. Everything is one if you know what I mean. I just want to live my life.
I'd rather be a stoner. I'd rather be a stoner. I'd rather be a stoner. Yes, I am. That's the Monday. I'd rather be a stoner. I'd rather be a stoner. I'd rather be a stoner. Yes, I am. That's the Monday.
Another version of life lived, a different set of means, another way of thinking, a different kind of me, a brand new religion, one that's never been rehearsed, but it's cursed, and this curse could mean the end of this earth. So many people worry about the troubles that they got at hand, too many simple solutions, just destroying the land. And when it's all said and done, how we gonna tell our kids that we did the best we could, but we know that we didn't? It's getting crazy, summer's hot, winter's freezing, hurricanes getting stronger, tearing up the southern region, big fires taking lives, yo, it's pure destruction. We're at a fork in the road, time to choose the right junction. Before there's nothing left, we need to stop this regression. Get all the leaders of the world together in a session. Only then is there a shot that our kids will thrive in a world that is growing, not just one that survives. From the mountaintops where the wind blows to the green valleys down below, where the snow melts and the rivers flow. I just want to live my life when the trees grow and the air is clean, where nature's free to do a thing. Everything is one if you know what I mean. I just want to live my life.
I'd rather be a stoner. I'd rather be a stoner. I'd rather be a stoner. Yes, I am. That's the Monday. I'd rather be a stoner. I'd rather be a stoner. I'd rather be a stoner. Yes, I am. That's the Monday.
Wake up, it's a brand new day.
Ding, ding. Good morning. Ding, ding, ding. Ba, 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 bow, bow, ba, 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 bow. Good morning. Ba, bow, bow, ba, 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 bow. Good morning. Ba, bow, bow, ba, 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 bow. Beautiful day. Ba, 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 bow. It's a beautiful day. Ding, ding, ding.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Ironrealmmedia is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
And welcome back to the second half of the first half of the IRONWORX. We are streaming live on both YouTube and Rumble.
Happy birthday as well to Chilster.
Yeah, definitely happy corporation formation day there, friend. What's up, Andrew Ace? Back in the mix. Good to see you back around.
I gotta cover this article. This may be the last the last Tesla article I ever have to cover.
All right, let's see.
Oh, good.
Futurism says Cybertruck sales are so bad that we gasp. shockingly bad, even for the Cybertruck. So last year they sold, I don't remember, Musk said they were going to sell 500,000 a year. That was his prediction, right? They sold 40,000 worldwide. And this year, so far, in the first quarter, they sold 7,000. There are parking lots full of these things. Just full.
I don't know what he's complaining about. Those numbers seem high to me.
Yeah, me too. He's got $800 million worth of Cybertrucks sitting in lots right now with nobody wanting to buy them. There's parking lots full of Cybertrucks. And then they cut the tax credit that they had when you purchase an electric vehicle. That's no longer on it, you know. So that was a big hit to his pocketbook as well. Yeah, you know, there's not, even in California, it's like 3% people drive electric vehicles. That's it. Now, didn't they want to, like, by 2030 or something like that, or 2035, try to do away with gas engines? It's like you guys have 3% of your population using electric vehicles. You're not even close to even announcing trying to do away with gas-powered vehicles. When 97% of your population is still driving gas-powered vehicles, you're going to need a few more years than 10 to get everybody driving an EV. Yeah, it's not going to happen. And the sad part is I think electric vehicles could work, and they could be, you know, not even affordable, but they could have it set up to where, you know, electric vehicles create less waste than a gas-powered car. Because as of right now, you charging your electric vehicle is burning more gas or coal at, you know, the power plant than your car does. So I don't think electric vehicles should go away, but it definitely needs an overhaul and a revamp of how these things are, how the infrastructure and all that kind of stuff is set up. Because the way we're doing it is just retarded. I'm just going to say it. I'm sorry, but it's like it was set up to fail.
Well, that's kind of like this Tesla thing. I mean, Zack, shit, I keep doing that this morning, and my brain's gone. Daz in chat even said he wondered how many of those full lots are just empty shells, because who would make that many fucking shitty trucks hoping people would buy them in the first place? Wouldn't you at least get a few orders in and maybe thought, oh, well, we need this many? And like I guess if you're a billionaire with all the fucking government in your pocket, I guess it don't matter, but still, it just seems like an utter fucking dumb thing.
Well, that's just it. Remember, he had over 1 million pre-sales. Bucks a pop. Over 1 million people gave Elon Musk $100, non-refundable, by the way, to pre-order their Tesla Cybertruck to get in line. That's $100 million right there that he made, and only sold 40,000 out of 1 million. So that's only, 40,000 people out of the million that actually had that $100 put down towards something. So the other 960,000 people, he just pocketed that money. I think he's still up. Yeah, I think he's still up on the whole law. Even if you have $800 million in Cybertruck sitting out there or whatever, or was it? No, it wasn't 800 million. I forget what the number was now. But if it it is 800 million. Never mind. Yeah, he's losing his ass on these Cybertruck. Wow. But yeah, I mean, you know, all those people pre-ordered him, and he got a big head thinking, "Oh, I'm going to sell 1 billion of these things by the time I'm dead." Yeah, not so much the case now. I could see where he thought they were going to sell a bunch with 1 million people putting down but still, that's $100, you know. Okay, maybe if they put down 10 grand or something like that, I could be like, okay, they're serious about buying that. But I'm sure there was a lot of people who had no ability to even buy a Cybertruck, right? Because of the pricing and all that kind of stuff, who put $100 down. I'm sure they didn't say, "Oh, I need to check your credit before I take your $100." No, I'm sure they just took the $100 and said, "Okay, you're on the list. Whether or not we can sell you one or not, thanks for your $100." But yeah, it's not looking good for electric vehicles in general, really.
So real quick. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say real quick, we've had electric vehicles before. Like turn of the century, 1900, we had electric vehicles. Just saying. That's it, Walter. All you.
Good. No, I was just going to throw out some more happy corporation formation days. Bill had his on the 8th, I believe he said there in chat. I'm trying to go back up and see it all, but I've kind of lost it. And Jack's, our buddy from Jack's Streaming Channel, had a birthday, I believe, yesterday. And going for a 3-day birthday run there. I have a friend, Jack's, whose birthday is on the 30th of August. So August is her birthday. She gets the whole month. So I was just trying to do the math. So what, September of that year, everybody was just like itching to go? I don't know. I mean, I know they're not all the same age, but apparently something happens in September to get stuff kicking.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Just dropped it in chat. First ever photo of a single atom.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
I saw that
right next to it.
Floating around, and I never even clicked on it. I figured it was such a frickin' joke. Let me go see what it looks like. Oh, wow. I don't know. I just noticed this link you dropped on Monday, Josh. Everything okay with the rabbits?
Oh, I did. It was just well, it's a weird thing about the vaccines. There's the RHV, rabbit hemorrhagic virus, I think is what it stands for. And it's spreading. I think it was normally isolated to a lot of the wild rabbits, but it then sort of jumped into the domestic population and very contagious. And I think the article said 50% to 100% lethal, but it's really much closer to 100%.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, once it gets there, it just starts killing them within days. Like there's no recovery, there's no saving them. It's just lethal. Unless you get them well vaccinated. If they get their RHV vaccine, then they're good. They're not going to catch the RHV. They're not going to die. I just thought it was interesting. We can question sort of the science behind the capital V vaccines, all encompassing, but it's hard to argue when you have results like that. I mean, I can't imagine that all of these specialist veterinarians are in on some big conspiracy where they're injecting them with something other than a RHV vaccine.
I got you. I just thought maybe something's going on. I was worried about your bunnies, man. Sorry.
I think it was Andrew B. saying he just doesn't believe in them. And I think I dropped that in there as a conversation starter, but never made it because I had to get to work.
All right. I just saw that and got concerned. Now, I have clicked on that story you dropped, Zach. Did you read that first sentence under that? Is that the picture we're supposed to say is the atom? That
No, that's a artist rendition, even though nowhere in this article does it say anything about that not being the photo they took.
Well, I wonder, because I've seen red dots before, and that doesn't make them frickin' atoms. But have you read under there where it says 8 years ago this picture was taken? Yeah, 8 years ago, a groundbreaking scientific achievement changed the way we understand the world at a microscopic level. Physicist David Nadlinger, working at the University of Oxford, captured the first ever photograph of a single atom. It must be a slow news cycle, or they're just trying to take everybody's mind off of LA. I don't know, but yeah, I saw this story. You clicked and dropped this story, and it's an 8-year-old story. That's fucking great.
And nowhere does it say that that picture is a artist rendition.
I know, even under it, nothing. I'm looking through it, don't see anything about, nothing. So the video, is it going to show us the picture? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the original photo was black and white, and then it was colorized to enhance visibility. Also, the image does not directly show the atom's nucleus. What we see is the electron cloud surrounding it. It looks like a fuzzy blue dot between two electrode plates. So that is 100% just artist rendition nonsense. Nobody took a picture of an atom that closely. That is not what an atom looks like. Well, at least they've never seen an atom like that. They need to put that in underneath it in a thing. Like, this is not the actual photo right here. Because people see that and they're like, oh my goodness. See, I see that and I think, okay, where's the atom next to it?
Right. That's kind of how they work. It's like seeing one ant. Things are going on if you only see one ant. What was that movie?
The gas
what was that movie? Oh,
around
it. Here we go. I got it for you. There's the image, picture, photograph, bullshit of, or at least that's what kept coming up when I searched for atom photo.
The other one looks like an eyeball for a Terminator or something.
I thought it was like a ship's wheel, like a captain wheel, and then sailing away to the atom. All right. Stop sharing. I have way too many tabs open. What is this? Oh, my studio stuff. Why do I have that open?
That chick who put her hands on an ICE agent in New Jersey, she's facing federal charges now, or she was indicted on federal charges. She's one of the House of Representatives. I mean, weren't we all taught at a very young age, keep your hands to yourself, right? It just baffles my mind, and I see it a lot in First Amendment audit videos. But grown adults putting their hands on other adults, unwantingly, and thinking they're in the right somehow. It's like, didn't you learn you don't touch people that don't want to be touched? And that's a law. That's not even just proper, social behavior, but that's a law. Like, you don't get to touch people that don't want to be touched. You can't just come up and start putting your hands on people, especially federal agents. Like, you go up and put your hands on a local cop, and you're not going to have a good day. I don't understand these people. I get protesting and going out there and raising a ruckus and getting your name in the paper and all that stuff, but keep your hands to yourself. Don't go around touching other people. Yeah, there's been a lot of people arrested. I'm seeing more and more of that. Not First Amendment auditors, but members of the public who think that's illegal. You can't record me. What about my privacy? There needs to be a class in school called government that they actually teach you about the laws and things like that. Or what would be a good name for her, Josh?
Civics.
Constitutional rights. Something like that, civics.
Yeah, something like that.
Bring your checkbook.
Yeah, that's what they taught me.
Absolutely.
How to balance a checkbook, how to sign up to vote, this and that, yada, yada.
Which I had
yada.
already been taught how to do by my mom, so I actually was going like, yeah, that's not how you do it. You do it like this, that way you know exactly how much. You don't just fucking write the amount down. You do the math. They weren't doing the math. It's like, really? You're an idiot. Oh, my God. Of course, it was the coach doing the civics class. Because, well-trained people teaching you accurate information is how the school system is designed, right?
Yeah, my government teacher didn't like me. She was definitely a far left government teacher. Saying how hunting had something to do with the Second Amendment. And me and her had it out right there in class. It's a shame I had to teach the other students. Second Amendment has nothing to do with hunting at all. Yeah, she didn't like
Well,
it.
sure, Zach, when you go out and you shoot a bear and you take his arms off, or something, I don't know. Something about bear arms, I can't remember.
You're right to wear wife beaters. Anybody can wear a short sleeve shirt.
Rizzo's here. Hey, baby. Hey, sweetie Petey.
But when I taught her about the First Amendment and my right to wear an upside-down American flag to her class, she didn't say much to me after that, though. Like, after I came walking back in the class with my shirt on, after she said I was going to take it off or go home, and the whole class saw me walk back in. Yeah, that shut her up real good for a while. But then my sister had her 3 years later, and she tried to make it so she couldn't graduate. That's it. We are at the break time. Let's go.
We sure are.
Yeah, we did. No Cami or Liz yet, I guess.
Yeah, she did Strange World last night, so they were.
Oh, that's right. I was even there. I watched about maybe an hour-ish of it before I had to pass out, or try to anyway. I should have kept watching because when I went and laid down, it didn't do me any good. So, but yeah, I did see her there. I thought about it earlier and then forgot.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and play your song, Walter, because I don't.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know that Liz is going to be here during the show.
No, I know. I'm going to send it to her. Her and Cami do need to hear it, though. So, yeah, this is a new band. Like, literally, this dropped like 2 or 3 days ago. And Yeah, this is something else. If you have headphones, definitely recommend them.
All right. Getting them pulled back up here. Don't you guys go anywhere. That's the halfway point. And change.
Frick, I've lost the chat. What's the name of the band? I had it and then I lost it.
Part of the theory.
Part of the I knew his theory was in there, but I couldn't remember. I thought it was top of the theory. I'm like, well, that don't sound right. Part of the theory. Yeah, definitely interesting.
Yeah, so hold on to your hats. And don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back.
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Where everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Good morning to you. Start your day off bright and shiny. Get up off your little hiney and begin your happy day.
That's hot.
And welcome back to the first half of the second half of the Ironworks, kicking off right now.
That's hot.
Did you guys see? Oh, that was pretty good, Walter.
It's definitely different, and I know I saw a lot of different takes on it there in the chat. I was always a big fan of Murray Head back in the day, so I kept seeing that go through. Was that Ian that said that? Shit, I got so much going on right now. The cats are re-scrolling me every time I de-scroll. Anyway, One Night in Bangkok. If you don't know it, go back to the 80s. It was great. It definitely gave me that vibe. It sounded a little bit like, yeah, that was Ian, my bad. A little bit like Alanis Morissette doing Flyleaf, I saw. I like that one. Because she definitely started, like, her first, like, few lines are like Alanis. I'm like, oh my God, is this Alanis' new shit? And then it kicked off, and I'm like, oh no, the bass line, like, yeah, slapping the bass. Definitely that bass line caught me early, and I'm a huge fan of, like, music with, what's the word? Orchestral beds of stuff. Either laid down for real, which I actually think they're associated with instrumentalists of various sorts, or it could just be a good keyboard player. I don't know. But definitely it touches a lot of the things I dig on. I'll be digging deep. So far, that's the only song I've seen. I think they're that new. So, thank you for that drop there, Josh.
No, thank you. That was quite enjoyable.
And I will be checking out Glass Beams there in chat. I saw that too. Damn it, where is that at? I think that was slapping the bass. Yes, it was. I will check them out. Have it up now. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Did you guys see Ryan Reynolds' video? He's all butthurt that he's not going to be doing Deadpool's voice in some VR game for Meta. They gave the role to Neil Patrick Harris.
No.
Yeah. And he even made a video about it. Ryan Reynolds.
Well, number one, I mean, I used to read. I read a few Deadpools back in the day because, unfortunately, I got tied into the whole Rob Liefeld thing. And, yeah, I mean, it just wasn't the same until Ryan Reynolds brought that character to the place he took it. So, yeah, I'm like him. He needs to be that voice. But then flip it over and why the fuck would you get Neil Pat? I don't get it. Anyway, I mean, I guess he can be a dickhead too. So I don't know. Anyway,
yeah, he does have that snarky comeback type of.
I know. After I thought about it a second, exactly the role I was thinking about was him in Harold and Kumar movies. That's exactly what hit me. It's like, well, you know, he might be able to pull it off.
I bet he'll do fine. And it's a virtual reality game for Meta, right? It's not like not even like an Xbox game or, like one of those types of games. It's a meta game. And how many people are in the virtual reality meta world? Really?
Dougie Deadpool. Are you writing that down, Sherry? Love you, Brian. That's great.
And the payday's a payday, Zach. Fuck. Even if it is meta, I bet willing to pay a shit ton for that VO work.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely going to be paid. But yeah, good on you, Neil. But yeah, Ryan Reynolds was all butthurt about it. He was not happy. It's like, dude, everybody knows you're Deadpool. The next movie is not going to be Neil Patrick Harris. It made me wonder, is he and Zuckerberg button heads over something, or behind the scenes something or other? Or
Well,
maybe
yeah,
Ryan.
Zuck's trying to kill off the cell phone, and Ryan Reynolds has a cell phone company. So, I mean, that's enough right there, right? Barney. Who's Barney? I don't get that.
Barney was from How I Met Your Mother. That was Neil Patrick's character's name from How I Met Your Mother.
Hey, it was a show I skipped. I was, number one, I didn't.
Yeah, me too.
I wasn't doing television during that era, like none. I wasn't watching anything. And when I went into TV again, and there it was, and I was like, yeah. First 5 seconds, I was like, not for me. Moved on, and never went back. It was in that same like feel of Friends, as how it felt to me, and I was definitely not puking that shit around. Pass. Thank you, slapping the bass.
Cinemax is making a Harry Potter series now. I've been waiting for something like that since Star Wars started doing it. With all their series they had online. What were they? Like The Mandalorian, wasn't that one of them? Or was that a movie?
I believe that was a show, and the only reason I know that is because I've come to really enjoy Pedro Pascal's acting, and I know that's kind of where he kicked off. I mean, that's where he became big. I don't know if that's where he kicked off, but I didn't see it. I didn't watch it. I just know that. Or I could be wrong. Maybe that's not. I thought that's where he came from. But yeah, I definitely enjoy the stuff I've seen with him in it. Including, I've gone back now, finally got Michelle back to watch The Last of Us, because we started it, and she was like, really, zombies again? I'm like, no, this isn't zombies. It's never about the zombies. It's about the people. So we finally got back into it, and I was just like, really digging him.
So according to this physicist, we've been misreading a major law of physics for nearly 300 years.
I believe I have that story too. Go ahead.
Isaac Newton wrote down his now famed laws of motion in 1687. And this guy, says that we've been interpreting Newton's precise wording of his first law of motion slightly wrong all along. Virginia Tech philosopher Daniel Hoek wanted to set the record straight after discovering what he describes as a clumsy mistranslation in the original 1729 English translation of Newton's Latin Principia. Based on this translation, countless academics and teachers have since interpreted Newton's first law of inertia to mean an object will continue moving in a straight line or remain at rest unless, which is in italics, an outside force intervenes. It's a description that works well until you appreciate external forces are constantly at work. Something Newton would have surely considered in his wording. Hoke realized this common paraphrasing feature, a misrepresentation that flew under the radar until 1999, and two scholars picked up on the translation of one Latin word that has been overlooked, quatenus, which means insofar. not unless. Insofar. And to Hoek, this makes all the difference. Rather than describing how an object maintains its momentum if no forces are impressed upon it, Hoek says the new reading shows Newton meant that every change in a body's momentum, every jolt, dip, swerve, and spurt, is due to external forces. By putting that one forgotten word, that insofar, back in place, those scholars restored one of the fundamental principles of physics to its original splendor. However, that all-important correction never caught on. Even now, it might struggle to gain traction against the weight of centuries of repetition. Some think the reading is too wild and unconventional to take seriously. What? Hoek remarked. Others think that it's so obviously correct that it is barely worth arguing for. You know, ordinary folks might agree it sounds like semantics. Physics, but
sorry, you
got cut off there for a second.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so yeah, we've been quoting Newton wrong this whole time. Why would Newton write a law about bodies free of external forces when there is no such thing in our universe? That makes sense. There is always these external forces, right? So there is no place where there isn't the external force working on a body. The whole point of the first law is to infer the existence of the force. Okay, that's enough about Newton semantics. But yeah, some people back in the late 90s figured out we translated some words wrong, and it still hasn't caught on yet, almost 30 years later.
I'm with Darren. Daz there in chat. I have not been quoting Newton wrong this whole time. Not once have I ever quoted Newton wrong in that regard. And it's often used as a way to disregard someone's argument, to just say, oh, you're arguing semantics. Uh-huh. I think the first part of every argument, every debate should be the semantics. You argue the semantics first.
Define these words.
Yep, so you're not talking past each other. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Andrew Wilson.
And this was
he's great at doing that.
He is. This was a concept I understood at like 8. It was an argument or a rebuttal put forth by my parents, both parents I can recall, telling me that we're just arguing over the definition of words. And to me, that seemed really important, even at a young child, that we understand that we're both operating under the same context of what these words mean. And I think it might have been me just being a little aspy, even at 8 years old. But like, if you're going to say something, then it's the only reasonable thing, even for an 8-year-old, to assume is that you mean what you say. And if we're not operating under these general definitions and words that we all just sort of know what these words mean, and when you use those words, I assume that that's what you mean. And when you assign some other personalized definition to that term, well, how in the fuck can we have a conversation like that unless you tell me that that's how you define you have redefined this subjective definition to the term that you're using. How the fuck am I supposed to know? So we argue that first. That way, when we really get into the meat and the potatoes, we know what we're arguing about. I swear I'm a weird philosophical debater reincarnated. Just the whole... Well, the Socratic method is something I've been using since I was a young child, too, and just didn't realize that that's what it was. I realized my best argument was just making the other person talk as much as possible, and eventually they're going to contradict themselves. And then they just look and feel stupid, and then I don't really have to do much work beyond that. But it's a hard way to keep friends.
I love when you do it. You keep me on my toes. Oh, man. Saw a cool video about a pilot telling his first experience of coming to flat Earth.
Oh, really? Link that to us.
Older gentleman. I'll have to go find it. And it was his first time sitting up in the cockpit with two other pilots, right? He had a captain and I'm not even sure what the other rank was, but two guys that were, lifelong pilots, and he was young. It was his first time getting to sit up in the cabin in one of the seats. They were at 41,000 feet. He had never been that high before. And he mentioned the curve of the Earth. He's like, wow, this is amazing. You can see the curve of the Earth from up here. And the pilot to his right was like, where? I don't see no curve. What are you talking about? Kind of shut him up a little bit. He's like, okay. And then he started mentioning something about the Earth's rotation. And the pilot to his left, he's like, what are you talking about? The Earth's rotation. The Earth doesn't move. And he kind of just looked at the guy for a second, and then the guy just responded right after that. He's like, don't you read your Bible? And it just shut him up. He was like, nope, I'd never read the Bible before. Never even cracked it open. I had no comeback. So I realized I had some research to do. But yeah, these two older pilots, and this was like, I forget, a little bit way back in the day. Let me see if I can't find this video. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. I've already got over 25 from just Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of new people talking about flat Earth and stuff like that. Where is this one? I don't like how Teams doesn't...
Yep.
Oh, I know where I can find it.
Same.
Exactly.
Big shout out to 68 of you tuning in and watching this morning. 31 of you in chat. But I do only see 17 thumbs up, for what it's worth.
Okay, I found it. It's like 6 minutes long. But it was a good story. Cool. So now I don't know this guy from Adam, right? He could be just making it all up, of course. I take it all with a grain of salt. But he seems pretty genuine. Yeah, there's a new channel, 414 Keeper. I shared him on last week's show. He's only been out a few months, just putting out all kinds of older flat Earth stuff. He had one last week with Bob and Antonio Subarat talking.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah, he's deep diving, finding some stuff. And here, I'll share this in chat with everybody else. But yeah, really, really, I was moved by it for sure. This testimony of this guy talking about being a pilot and whatnot. But yeah, the amount of people coming out and making their first flat Earth is insane. It's just, I've never seen a wave like this. Like 2017, the one that started all the shadow banning and all that kind of stuff, it was starting to gain traction then. Now it's different. Now it's not as taboo of a topic, where people don't feel ashamed as much to admit that they're at least questioning what they've been taught. But there's definitely been a shift in the last 6 months. That is like nothing I've ever seen before. And it's crazy to think about it, but most of these people haven't even heard of the final experiment, right? Or any of these YouTube channels that a lot of us are familiar with. I shared one, I think it was from a lady from Somalia, saying, in Somalia, the earth is flat. It's everywhere now. There is, yeah. Oh, it is break time. Thank you, Don.
Dawn said it's break time, yep. Jax, have a good day with the family. Thank you for hanging out with us this morning.
Make it yours.
That's right. Find somebody else with this day, take them out. Tell them they don't get it. It's yours. All right, we're going to take a little break. I guess it's that time. So don't you folks go anywhere. This is the IRONWORX live streaming, Rumble and YouTube. Just give the IronRealmMedia channel a search, hit subscribe. You might find one with a red icon and one with the blue icon. Feel free to do both. Go subscribe to both. It'd be fine. Though we've not had to hit the backup channel in a minute. But you never know. All right, I got a request from Regina, who usually listens in after the fact, because poor Regina's got to do her duty and pay her taxes and earn her slave wage in order to not die. But we love you, miss you, Regina. And hopefully we'll catch you live here one of these days.
You tell me what you know, and then I'll tell you what I know.
It's been so long since you've been gone. I know not which car you sat upon, which lost and found should I look in to find you looking how you did in photographs.
And then I supposedly buried her underneath of my mama's house.
Tracks lead to clues between the paths.
I have no idea. He beat a girlfriend up pretty bad.
Am I walking in your shoes?
So with no reference, this is kind of messed up. This video is really what was important, I think, that she sent. It's referencing to the 8 million children that disappear every year worldwide.
I have no idea how disturbing this family was. There's no doubt in my mind that she was murdered. She is still right behind that house. I mean, it literally looks like a grave in a cemetery.
You were neither here nor there, but I can feel you somewhere.
I see with my own eyes an angel tangled up with me right as the sun begins to rise. I thought I ought to let you know, when you laid your hands on me, I think you saved my soul. Baby, you're a God, but can we still behave like animals? Someday I'll die, you'll still be alive. Is it too much to ask for a little bit of your time? Come on, come on, come on, let's go. Finally have to teach her, there's so much I want to know. Baby, oh my God, can we still behave like animals?
I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Real Media is the best on the plane. To the show, I will forever be true. true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the Ironworks with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworks and become an Iron Scout.
And welcome back. Yeah, my apologies. It's a really good video. I'll have to drop the link. I guess when they released the video, they released stats for each sort of geographical area. So when the song was released in the U.S., it gave stats for missing kids in the U.S., and when it was released in England, it gave stats for the missing kids there. And I guess it just sort of depend on where you were, you got to see which stats. But I guess this one had full stats on it or something. I don't know, but there's newspaper articles and stuff just referring to millions of children that go missing every year. That's just mind-boggling. And there's Walter with the kitty cam.
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can. I'm sorry the kitty cam has become the lap cam. I mean, donations are always welcome.
Check out Walter's OnlyFans for the uncensored version.
None of that, man.
So there's a lot of talk about Chat GPT, right? Going on. I guess it was down for a while. People were freaking out. But, you know, everybody's worried of how smart this Chat GPT is, and it's going to take over society and this and that and yada, 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 yada.
Maybe not so much.
Chat GPT got absolutely wrecked by an Atari 2600 in beginner's chess match. The newest model was bamboozled by 1970s logic. This is a 50-year-old gaming console. And it beat Chat GPT in chess. Just saying.
I think they had better bud in the 70s, though, so that's probably why. I did see a paper that dropped. I may not even put it here. Did I do it? It's probably one of these stories that only put the title and not the actual thumbnail, but it was talking about the fact that, yeah, the singularity and all this bullshit, yeah, it's not coming, but anytime soon. This whole, like, oh, they're getting too smart and all these videos that, like, this person, you know, built the system and they're saying it's coming and all that. This was like a abstract. Apparently it didn't come through. You think you hate Teams. From my new phone to Teams doesn't work now. I've tried everything. But apparently the paper is talking about the fact that using these large language models, it's still just a glorified search engine. That's all the fuck it is. It isn't intelligent. It isn't fooling any Turing tests. It's just a bunch of clickbait. Where is the story, damn it? I know I pushed it over here. I guess I didn't. Or if I did, I mean, I know I did, but I don't see it here in the list unless it's one of these I can't figure out what it is. What is this it? No, it's the robot attacking them in China again. Which is the 8th or 12th time we've seen this story now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who set up this thing, right, with the Atari and the Chat GPT, he tried to make it easy for Chat GPT. He changed the Atari chess piece icon when the chatbot blamed their abstract nature on initial losses. So Chat GPT was making up excuses on why it couldn't beat the Atari. However, after he made things as clear as he could, it still made enough blunders to get laughed out of a third-grade chess club. Now, mind you, Chat GPT is thinking like the whole game out every move, right? in a matter of seconds. It's just like, bloop, this move, that move, this move, this, blah, 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 blah. The Atari thinks 1 to 2 moves ahead only. Are we really making things all that advanced, or are we befuddling the water? I'm sure the Atari isn't aware of how much humans lie and that it can lie. For ChatGPT, is so used to just making stuff up when it doesn't know. Well, you can't do that in chat. You're not going to win, right? Just making up your answer so it fits. What was that guy in the office? Kevin? He was an accountant, right? And to make sure he got home on time, because all the numbers have to come out to 0 at the end, right? All the money needs to be accounted for when you're accounting. Well, when it wouldn't come out, he would put in a number that he made up called a Kelevin. And when you put the Kelevin in there, it always comes out to 0 at the end. That's the kind of stuff that OpenAI thinks it can do, or all these AI generators think they can do. When you're playing chess, you don't get to just make up stuff and do whatever you want all of a sudden. You can't throw a Kelevin in there and say, oh, I win, checkmate. No, it doesn't work that way. So maybe giving computers the ability to think, right, in quotation marks, isn't actually better. Giving it the ability to say, fuck it, I'll just make something up and lie. Is that really better than a computer giving you does not compute? Would you rather be lied to than hear, I don't know? Yeah, I think they just went about this whole chat, these AI generators, the wrong way. Like, the truth needs to be known and told, and you can't tell a computer two, so-called truths that contradict each other. It's going to just think, oh, okay, I can just contradict whatever I want, whenever I want, and it'll be okay. I don't know.
I mean, it sounds like the public school system so far. You're describing the public school system, Zach. We can't be wrong. We'll lie to you because we can't tell you that we don't know. If we say we don't know to all the shit we don't know, you'll never give us tax money. So if we pretend like we know, there you go. And we'll just flunk you if you disagree. What do you mean we're wrong? No, you get an F. Why don't you stay back and relearn this stuff? Make sure you can regurgitate it properly.
They don't do that shit anymore either. What do you mean you can't read that? That's like Cat in the Hat, and you're graduating. We'll give you a scholarship anyway. You're the valedictorian.
That's right. Your 11th grade teacher will teach you that part.
I mean, I can't put it all on the schools, right? I know being a teacher is a hard job. I don't agree with tenure, where you can just work, so long, and then you've been there so long that they can't fire you unless you do something like diddle a kid or something like that. No, if you're burnt out and you don't care about teaching the children anymore, then you shouldn't be there. You're just taking up space and making it worse. But a lot of this, I think, falls on the parents. And there's parents out there that are lucky. Their children just get it, right? They get it. They comprehend how math works. They comprehend reading and things like that. Like, my little sister didn't at first. It took her a while. But my mom worked with her every single day. Flashcards and this and that, and reading all kinds of stuff with her. There was no just coming home and my mom, just turn on the TV and veg out for the rest. No. It's the parent's job just as much as it is the school's job to make sure your children are ready. And I think there's so many parents out there that are more friends with their children than parents. Yeah, so it's not just the school's fault, in my opinion. You can't put it all on them. The parents need to step it up, and if their child's having trouble, either get them the extra help they need or apply yourself and help your child out to comprehend and learn this stuff. Yeah, too many children raising children these days. Yes, Axel. And just the way that they've taught math now, right? 100 hash marks in a circle. Exactly. Stop doing that stuff. Memorize your multiplication tables. Just do it. Just shut up and do it. It's not that hard. People have been doing it for a very long time, since multiplication became a thing. Just sit down with some flashcards with your children and make them memorize up to 12 by 12. It will help them immensely in the future. But they think, oh, they got their phone. They can do their math on their... But it's not about getting the answer. It's about learning to use your brain. What happens if the power goes out and they don't have that phone anymore in their hand, telling them all the answers? What do they do then? You know? Ugh. But yeah, schooling definitely needs to change here in this country. There's a lot more homeschoolers out there now, though, than there ever were. And these schools that they're starting with a lot less students and only like 2 hours of reading, writing, arithmetic in the morning, and then it's more of like a hands-on type thing, learning situation, more recesses. I'm all for that. I'm sure most of these children sitting in the classes, after the first couple hours, they just tone everything else out after that. Like you're overstimulating them with a lot of this garbage. 2 hours a day, and then let them be children. Let them have a childhood. All right, Zach ran over on this modern school system here in the United States.
But a good rant, nonetheless.
Ugh. So how's your weather been down there, Walter? Are you guys scorching hot yet?
It's actually a lot warmer this time of the year than it normally is. It's been really intense, but we've also got like a week of rain kicking off as of yesterday, so it's going to lower it a bit, just make it more humid, but temperatures are going down a bit. Like right now it's 72. Yesterday morning it was already almost 80 at this point.
This still isn't quite used to it.
I'm sure.
She's always got her fan. Fan. Going.
That's so awesome.
About the time she starts getting used to it, she's going to have to go home. We're going to keep her, though. I don't think Cami's going to let her leave. She was looking for rope the other day for some reason. I'm not sure for what, but yeah. Oh. NASA's spacecraft orbiting Mars captures image of giant ancient volcano. Right. We don't even know what's here on Earth. And they claim to be out there on Mars. was this TV show. I'm not sure what it was, but they were talking about Mars. Mars is actually some kind of man-made alternate reality simulation. He said that's what Mars stands for. An artificial reality simulation. And people will go to Mars, but it's going to be in a simulation that they won't be able to tell that they're in a simulation.
Are you sure it doesn't stand for made up? Like, hyphenated, of course. Because that just seems like a smart thing to do, is to be completely redundant as possible. It's a made up alternate reality simulation. Yeah, it sounds like some post facto bullshit that some guy just said, I'm going to make up some crazy conspiracy theory and I'm going to say Mars is something.
Yeah, it was a TV show or a movie. It was I think it was Haley Joe Osment. Isn't he a chunky monkey now? Didn't Haley put on a couple pounds?
When he was on What We Do in the Shadows, that was that first season? Pretty sure it was the first season. He had a little weight on him. I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it lately, but yeah, he was a little chunky.
Yeah, he was talking about that in whatever show or movie he was in. Physicists say light can be made from nothing, and now they have the simulation to prove it.
Well, it's not so much a simulation as it is an alternate reality.
Right.
Sorry, but you need electricity for there to be light.
Oh, wow. Hey, we've almost done a show.
And we have just a couple minutes left.
That snuck on by.
It did. Shout out to the 91 people watching. 36 people in chat and 21 thumbs up.
How are you getting that 91 number? Where do you see that at?
On the screen, Walter. It says so right there.
Where?
Are you looking at the YouTube?
On the bottom.
Yeah, I see 35.
35 people chatting. Then there's 91 next to the eyeball. 35.
I don't have an eyeball.
Are you looking at the Teams screen or are you watching the YouTube stream?
I'm on YouTube.
And you don't see things at the bottom? Hit live.
How do you watch and not be in the chat?
I don't watch. I just freeze it. I pause it as soon as we start. I hit live. Yeah, apparently I'm not in that reality where you get an eyeball. I don't have that. Is that something to do with the premium? Oh, I've got that now. Never mind. Thank you, by the way, JPL. I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, no, it should just be right there on the screen with everything else.
I see 35 watching now, started streaming 118 minutes ago.
No, you're looking at your television screen. Look at the...
What am I supposed to be looking at?
So like when you watch a video, the little screen that pops up with the video that plays, like where everything happens on YouTube, look at that. The thing you pause when it first starts, if you unpause it and click live, then at the bottom of that screen, like under the chat, you don't see under the chat? Do you see in the lower right-hand corner a little teal ribbon and it says myasthenia gravis?
It's got to actually be moving. I unpaused it and it popped up. That's crazy.
What?
Yeah, I see it now. Thank you.
Got to be.
Well, no, I think. Is that what happened? Because I hit live 3 times. I didn't see any of that.
That's
finally
weird.
That third time I hit live and it started playing and there it was. It's there now. Okay. I thank you all for hanging out and watching this morning.
I think Laura said it was meant that 91 people had seen it as opposed to people watching. So maybe it's 35 that are actually here now. I don't know.
I don't get it.
I just thought it was supposed to keep track of the likes. There was all this other stuff on there. I'm like, it's cool, whatever. I'll include it.
I see the 23 thumbs up, but I've only got 6 even after I hit live, so I don't get it live. Thank you all. Love you all.
Love you all.
Yeah, love you guys. Thanks much. We will see you back here on Friday morning for more of the Ironworks. Do enjoy the rest of your week. Hopefully it will be fabulous. Until then, be good. Be well. Do good and do it well. We love you.